What is your favorite moment in your life? That is a question I actually asked myself today, right? Because I'll give some backstory on this later. But the point is, right? When I asked myself, right, I didn't know the answer to that question. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, right? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But, you know, I feel like everyone's answer is most likely different, but majority of the time it's going to be I don't know, right? It's pretty simple, right? You just have to pick one moment out of your life, right? That doesn't sound like a hard question, but to some it definitely is. Might be because you have too many good moments in your life that you can't choose a favorite, or it might be that you just haven't had a good moment in your eyes, right? And that's okay, right? Also, a little disclaimer, guys. I might be sick again, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds like this, but I'm pretty congested. Anyways, that's besides the point, right? So basically, right, I'm gonna give a little backstory to why I'm making this video. So pretty much, right, I was going around my house trying to find a tape measure, right? And instead, I found this old camera, right? So I was like, oh, let's just boot up the batteries, let's see what's on here, right? And so when I load it up, right, instantly it says set the time of date that you're doing this in. So I was like, okay, right, it's 2026, right? But the camera was from 2012, right? So that was the default that it was at. So I was like, wait, this is a pretty old camera, right? It's like 14 years old. Like, let's see what's on here, right? So I look at it, and the first thing I see is a photo of me, right? I'm pretty sure my parents took it, but who knows, right? And so, anyways, that's unimportant. The important thing is that it was a photo of me from, I don't know, let's just say like 8, 9, 10 years ago, right? Who knows? A while ago, right? And so I kind of just stood there and I looked at it, right? Because it's crazy how so many years can go by, so many days, so many hours, so many minutes could go by, and yet I still remember that moment like it just happened, right? Before this, right, I probably would never have thought of that moment in my life, right? But the second I actually looked at it, I remembered every single little detail that happened there, right? And it got me thinking, right? Like, I wonder if there's anything else like that. And so, that kind of brings me to the topic of the video, right? Your favorite moment. I think that in life, right, there's too many things going on for you to remember everything, right? And so even some of the best memories you'll ever have kind of get overshadowed by this, I want to say, overwhelming stress, right, of life, right? Because let's be real, everyone has something going on, right? Everyone has to do something. Everyone is always checking up on something. Like, there's never a time where nothing truly is going on, right? Oh, my bad. But oh, sorry, I'm trying not to say I remember looking at a comment about that. Oh my, yeah, I'm actually really bad at this. But anyways, right? So, it doesn't really matter, right? Even if it's your best moment in life, right? You most likely won't remember it. I mean, you will remember a lot of things, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, you're gonna remember when you bought your first car, when you bought your first house, when you got your first pet, or like things like that, right? You're gonna remember simple things like that. But there are gonna be things where you won't remember, like that one trip we took to who knows where, right? Or maybe, hey, remember that one time when I made this awesome dude smile, this complete random stranger, and I remember him being so happy, right? Like, you're not gonna remember that, right? But there are these certain things that happen in life, right, that you just kind of bring back that memory, right? And in this case, it was me trying to find a tape measure, right? Which is kind of funny because something so simple that happens in life you wouldn't expect it to bring back, all these memories from who knows when, right? But it does, right? And I think that's a beautiful part in life, right? You don't really know that something's gonna happen until it happens, right? Like, you don't know that you're gonna, I don't know, hit a home run, right? You only know that you're going up to hit, right? I mean, you could hit a home run, or you could, I don't know, you could, let's just say, hit a flying turkey that comes, I don't know, right? I'm exaggerating it, but you get the point, right? And so I think that it's that level of unpredictability that really makes this whole experience a lot better, right? Because you're never really going to know what's going to happen. And I think that capturing moments like that is extremely powerful, because it kind of shows that, for anyone who has like an old video camera, they'll know, or like an old photo camera or film or whatever, or diary entries, it doesn't matter, right? The point is that if you ever just look back and look at them, you appreciate it so much that you actually were there to, document this, right? This is also why I'm kind of making this channel, right? Because when I look back, like, who knows how long, I'll probably be like 90 years old, I'm not even sure if YouTube's still a thing, and I'll be like, oh, I'm just sitting there like a sack of wrinkles, and I'll be like, hey, who remembers when I made a YouTube channel from, I don't know, like 85 years ago, 90, actually no, if I'm, so, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty upset, okay, because I just looked down at my microphone after recording for about another 10 to 20 minutes or so, and my mic wasn't on the whole time. So, I kind of was just talking to myself, and I wasted like a lot of time. But you know what? It's okay, right? It's okay. New year, new me. I'm gonna forget about it. But I'm gonna go back to what I think I was talking about before I left off. I think I was talking about how if I was like 90 years old watching this, I'd be pretty happy, right? Oh, I missed out on a lot. Anyways, that's besides the point. There's no point in moping on something that already happened. And I think that you just need to accept it, right? And so basically, right, I definitely think that, when I'm older, I'll share it to someone, not just like watch it by myself. I'll probably share it to my kids. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I don't think it'd be that weird. Maybe it would be. I don't know. I really didn't think it through. But you guys should definitely do this. Something like this, at least journal, start a channel like I did. I don't know if I'd recommend that, but I think it's definitely a good experience. And so if you guys do, right? Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My bad. If you hear me saying, I'm not sure if I said this right, so if you hear me repeat something, that is sincerely my bad. But if you ever hear me saying my bad, it's because, well, it's most likely because I said and one of my viewers actually pointed out to me, and they were like, hey, yeah, if you don't say all that much, right, it looks a little more professional. And I agree, right? I definitely agree. So I'm trying, right? So if I ever say it, I'm saying it not on purpose, but on accident, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, right? Let's think. What was I saying? I'm actually really upset that I was muted because I said a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I'm gonna repeat anything. But I don't think it matters. The only thing that matters is if I forget anything, right? So basically, I kind of lost track of everything. I don't know what I was yapping about for that long, and I can't think of anything to yap about. So I guess the main takeaways from this is that, when you experience something, your experience is not going to be like anyone else, right? It's essentially 1 in 8 billion, right? And that's pretty insane to think about, right? 1 in 8 billion. that's a lot, right? Even if you don't think about it, write 8 billion down on a piece of paper or draw 8 billion stars, circle one of them, and then get back to me, okay? And if you do it, then personally add me on Discord and show me, because I would love to see that. Someone drawing 8 billion stars, and I don't know, that seems like you've dedicated like a year of your life just to I don't know, maybe I'm getting that wrong, but the point is, right, it is an extremely small amount, right? 1 in 8 billion, right? That is unique. That is something that no one else in the world, right, can relate to. So, you know, if you just like show, or even if you don't show, if you just like look back on it, right, it's your own unique experience, right? So it can't be wrong. And I think that when you do look back on it, you'll thank yourself, right? I know I've thanked myself a lot of times for all the little stories I wrote in my journal, because I do write personal experiences in my journal, and I think it's a great thing that you guys should start doing, because I kind of look back on it now, right? I started my journal in 2024, and the biggest regret that I've had with it is that I didn't write enough, right? I didn't write all the experiences that I wanted to, and that's partially because of an attention span, right? Which is why I'm doing this stuff on YouTube. So maybe I can move to stories later about my life. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, you know, I think that if I wrote more, you know, I could experience things how I experienced it back then. It's kind of like a dream, right? You kind of get immersed back into what happened, and I think that's pretty special, right? It might not be special to some, but it's definitely special to me, especially when I think about it, right? Because, you know, I have some pretty interesting stories, I like to think, about my life, and so, you know, just reliving that is pretty special to me. And so, you know, there's not much time that I have left, right? It may look like I have my whole life ahead of me, which I do, you know, don't get me wrong, I definitely do. I'm still in high school, right? But the reality is I don't, okay? I don't really have anything ahead of me, right? There's nothing really guaranteed in this life, and I think that's really special, and everything's unique, so yeah. But with that being said, it's time to move on to announcements, right? The main announcement is that I finished I did it the exact same thing. Anyways, the first announcement is that I have an edits channel, right? Which I posted an edit that I spent like, I don't know, 4 hours on, maybe. I don't know. It took a while, but you know, if you ever want to watch that, right, get that channel up in views, because, you know, I think that views are more important to me than subscribers, right? Because it shows that people actually listen, right? People actually watch my videos rather than people acknowledging that I exist, right? Which I guess that's what views do also. I don't even know what subscribers are used for. As like a popularity, I don't know. Maybe as a bragging right? I don't really know, right? I don't get this whole YouTube stuff really. But yeah, you know, if you ever want to watch that, that's on my Humble Onions. I think it's Humble Onion, or whatever this channel's name is, and then just add edits at the end. Or you could just look into YouTube and just check for alternate channels. I think that'll also show up. But yeah, the super big announcement is that I was thinking about this, right, for a while. I mean, I was definitely going to do it. I just didn't know if I was going to do it on this channel or on a different channel. But we are starting a new channel, right? 3 channels. I know, kind of crazy. Kind of got to balance them. But I think I'll do fine, right? I'm not really that busy of a person. I know I could spend at least an hour a day doing videos, right? And I think that is sufficient enough to make a main channel video. And then just, you know, add on anything else. I'm sorry, right, if I mispronounce anything. I'm like pretty sick right now. I said I need to fix that. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sick right now, so I'm trying to get better, because break ends today, right? School starts back up tomorrow, so my schedule is going to be, I actually want to see how this is going to work out with my new schedule, right? Now that I'm actually making videos and not just doing nothing. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. But yeah, I want to see how that works out. So I guess we'll see. But basically, right, I'm making a third channel. The third channel is going to be an education channel, right? I think the first video is going to be on like how to add, how to subtract, how to multiply, how to divide, you know, because you can't learn to run if you don't know how to crawl, right? You feel me? So I don't know, right? It's explained by a high schooler, right? It's gonna be the best thing we got, you know. I don't know really what to tell you. I think I definitely don't think all the videos are gonna be on baby stuff. I think I'll do viewer suggestion, which I do, right? If you guys have any video ideas, please let me know, right? Please do, right? I will most likely make a video on something if you just let me know about it. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to teach you guys how to code. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Code in Python, because I kind of know how to do it. I'm not the best, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the worst, right? I know how to. So yeah, I think with that being said, I think that's going to be the end of the video. Hold on, let me just, yeah. I think that's going to be the end of the video. You know, if you guys did enjoy, please let me know in the comments. If you have any feedback, please let me know. And if you guys actually want to see an education channel, please let me know. Like, just communicate, right? Via comment. And, you know, I'll most likely respond. I think that I'm pretty on time with my responses. And if I don't see you, I'm so sorry. But please try and comment on the most recent video. Then I'll see it. Anyways, I think that's all for me. And so, yeah. Bye.